10 most expensive things bought by billionaires.
Welcome to Luxuries Daily Input.
There is a common misconception, especially lately, that all billionaires are greedy individuals who frivolously spend money on extravagant and oftentimes unnecessary things, simply because they have more wealth than any one person should have in a lifetime. Now, it is true that billionaires like that do exist, but there are also those who donate large sums of money to charities and other philanthropic organizations to help those who live in poverty. Our Daily Input team put a lot of time and effort into collecting information and bringing these topics on the table. So please consider subscribing to our channel, Luxuries Daily Input, and hit that bell icon so that you never miss any update. That being said, whether a billionaire is a jerk or a nice human being, it does not take away from the fact that they do spend obscene amounts of money on things that regular people would never be able to afford. Here is a list of 10 of the most expensive purchases ever made by billionaires. Number 1. A pen owned by an undisclosed person. Price $43,000. When most people need to buy a pen, they go to their local convenience store or a place like Walmart where they end up buying a full pack for a couple of bucks. But for someone in the billionaire class, there are pens that exist that are simply too lavish to pass up. The Goldsmith Jack Rowe pen pictured here is an incredibly expensive pen, which is studded with 0.9 carat diamonds that are set on white gold. It also has an inner barrel made of sterling silver, which is plated with 22 carats worth of gold. As nice as it looks, it is hard to believe that any normal person would buy a pen that costs over $43,000. Number 2. An expensive pair of sunglasses also owned by an undisclosed person. Price $383,609. The sun is essential for all life on Earth, but despite its immense importance, many of us find ourselves annoyed by it because of two things: the heat that it produces and the sunlight itself when directly in our eyes. Human ingenuity has found solutions for both of these annoyances, with air conditioning taking care of excessive heat and sunglasses taking care of that sometimes painful glare. People can buy sunglasses at a reasonably cheap cost, but sometimes we're attracted to specific brands and spend a few $100s on a pair of sunglasses, which provide more or less the same amount of relief from the sunlight. Dolce & Gabbana has the DG2027B sunglasses pictured here, which have a frame made out of gold, and nothing makes a billionaire feel like a billionaire more than wearing a pair of $383,609 sunglasses on their face. Number 3. A submarine owned by James Cameron. Price $1.5 million. James Cameron has directed some of the most iconic movies in cinema history, including Titanic and Avatar. He enjoys marine biology and going on deep-sea diving expeditions, which is why he bought his own one-man-operated submarine to take out whenever he wants. The submarine that he bought is known as the Deep Sea Challenger, and it is a good thing that Cameron is a highly successful Hollywood director, because a submarine like that costs around $1.5 million to buy. Number 4. A shark owned by Stephen Cohen. Price $8 million. Sharks are much smaller now than they used to be millions of years ago, but there are still certain species that grow to be pretty large in size. And because of that fact, there are people in the world who pay top dollar in order to obtain one of these creatures. The tiger shark can grow as long as 16 feet, and in 2007, a hedge fund manager named Stephen Cohen, who has a net worth of over $12 billion, bought the body of an already dead tiger shark, which measured 14 feet long. In order to prevent decay, the body of this shark is kept inside a tank of alcohol, and if you were Cohen, you would want to keep that shark in great condition too, especially if you paid $8 million for it like he did. Number 5. A book owned by Bill Gates. Price $30.8 million. In the entirety of civilized human history, there have likely been millions of books written by thousands of individuals, which deal with all kinds of fictional and non-fictional topics, like biology, religion, philosophy, history, economics, mythology, and science. Leonardo da Vinci is one of history's greatest minds, and when he was alive, he wrote several books, some of which were fortunately able to survive the test of time. One of these books was his scientific journal, known as Codex Leicester, pictured here, which is considered to be the most valuable and expensive book in the world, which is probably true considering that Bill Gates, the then wealthiest man in the world, paid $30.8 million for it. Number 6. An expensive watch owned by Jeff Bezos. Price, $42 million. The clock is actually one of humanity's oldest inventions, and it has undergone multiple transformations, including the sundial, hourglass, pendulum clock, pocket watch, and the wristwatches and electronic clocks of today. Some people pay a lot of money for clocks, and in the case of Amazon founder Jeff Bezos, he's spending an obscene amount of money to help build an incredibly large clock. This clock is being built inside of a cave in Texas, and it is expected to tell time for at least a 10,000-year period. And if that alone was not impressive, then you will be pleasantly surprised to know that Bezos, pictured here, has spent $42 million on this clock. Number 7. A yacht named the Oasis, owned by Eric Schmidt. Price, $72.3 million. The yacht, belonging to former Google CEO Eric Schmidt, who paid around $72.3 million for his vessel and promptly named it the Oasis. This yacht in particular can house up to 19 people, and it comes with its own pool, helipad, and gym that can be converted into a disco. Number 8. The island owned by Larry Ellison. Price, $300 million. Oracle billionaire Larry Ellison is making the Pineapple Island his full-time home. Ellison revealed last month that he has moved to Lanai, Hawaii amid the coronavirus epidemic. He plans to use the power of Zoom work from the island. He wrote in an email to Oracle employees who had been asking about Ellison's plans in the wake of Oracle moving its headquarters to Austin, Texas. Ellison owns almost the entirety of Lanai. He purchased nearly 98% of the island in 2012 for a reported $300 million. His purchase included 87,000 of the island's 90,000 acres of land. Number 9. Airbus A340-300, a private jet owned by Alisher Usmanov. Price, $350 to $500 million. Russian billionaire Alisher Usmanov has one of the largest and most expensive jets in the world. The reason for this is simple, because unlike passenger airlines, a private jet basically allows you to travel to any destination you want, whenever you want, without having to buy tickets, wait in lines, or check luggage. As the largest private plane in Russia, the interior decoration and technology implemented into this honorary aircraft is a marvel of respect from the richest man in Russia to his father. Usmanov bought an Airbus A340-300, which is the largest private jet in Russia and Europe, and had to pay a hefty penny for it, as this Airbus is currently valued between $350 and $500 million. Number 10. An entire skyscraper owned by Mukesh Ambani. Price, $1 billion. The richest people in society tend not only to live primarily in large homes located on big patches of land, but they also own and construct multiple large living spaces for themselves. In the case of Indian billionaire Mukesh Ambani, he built his very own 27-floor skyscraper, which comes with its own movie theater, parking garage, helipads, and an actual winter simulation room. This skyscraper, which employs around 600 people, required $1 billion to construct, which sounds like an unimaginable amount of money to spend on property. But luckily for Ambani, he has a net worth of over $21 billion, so he remains pretty financially solvent. So, this was all about today's topic. Hope you really enjoyed the video. Do subscribe to our channel, Luxuries Daily Input, and hit the bell icon so that the first notification of our new videos will get to you.